Welcome, my studio students. I welcome you to today's lesson. Today we'll be treating the topic fibers. Remember, in our last topic we talked about textiles. Today we'll be talking on fibers. And under the topic fibers, we have the following outline: the meaning, the types of fibers, which is also known as the classification, the difference, the properties, and the care of fibers. So now, what is fiber? Fiber is the basic unit from which a fabric is made. Fabrics are made from either natural or artificial sources. So now, what are the classification of fibers? We have the natural fiber and the man-made fiber. The man-made is also known as artificial or synthetic. Now, natural fibers. Natural fibers are obtained from two sources: the animal sources and the vegetable or plant sources. So now let's discuss the vegetable or plant sources. The first one we'll be looking at is cotton. Cotton is a vegetable fiber. It is made from cotton balls of the cotton plant. The cotton fiber surrounds the seed of the cotton plant. So what are the properties of cotton fiber? 1. Cotton absorbs dye very readily. It is strong and durable. It absorbs moisture quickly. Therefore, it is suitable for the tropics. It is cool and comfortable to wear. White cotton can be bleached. Examples of cotton are calico, your lace, your net, your poplin, etc. All these are examples of cotton fiber. Next is your linen. Linen fabrics are very smooth and strong. The yarn is made from fibers of flax plants. It grows in countries like Russia and France. So what are the properties of linen? It can stand high temperature. Linen is a good conductor of heat. It carries heat away from the body, so it is cool to wear. It burns easily. It is not fluffy, therefore it is suitable for dish or glass cloth. It is stronger than cotton. Examples of linen fibers are your handkerchief, your napkin, your lace, your damask, etc. All these are examples of linen fiber. Now let's take a look at wool. Wool is gotten from the hairs of sheep, goats, rabbits, so it is therefore an animal fiber. Now let's look at the properties of. It is soft and warm with a fluffy surface. It absorbs moisture easily. Wool has a scaly appearance. It gives a smell of burning feathers when burnt. Wool is elastic, so it does not wrinkle. Okay, now let's take a look at examples of wool. We have your blanket, your stockings, your cardigan, your filt. All these are examples of wool. So the next is silk. Silk is an animal fiber. It is produced by silkworm. Okay, so now what are the properties of silk? 1. It gives a smell of burning feathers when burnt. Silk is a non-conductor of heat. It is weak when wet. It is an expensive fiber because of the number of silkworm required to produce 1 kg of silk. it is warm to touch. Examples of silk fibers are your chiffon, your lace, your satin, your taffeta, your net, etc. Next, we are going to be discussing man-made fibers. Man-made fibers are also known as synthetic or artificial fibers. These fibers are those made by man from mixing various chemicals and other materials such as petroleum byproducts, wood pulps, and coal derivatives to make what? Fibers. They can be classified into cellulose-based fibers and synthetic fibers. Now, let's discuss cellulose-based fibers. These are made from vegetable source, for example, wood pulps, cotton leathers. Example is viscose rayon, and it has the following characteristics. It is expensive, it has a smooth surface, it doesn't last long, it is damaged by acid, and it is what? Absorbent. Examples of viscose rayon include your taffeta, your velvet, your brocade. All these materials are very expensive to get. The next one is acetate, which is also a cellulose-based fiber. Acetate is made from wood pulp or cotton leathers treated with acetic acid and acetic anhydride. Okay, so now let's take a look at the different properties of what? Acetate. It dissolves in acetone and nail polish remover. It is a good conductor of heat. Acetate fabrics melt in contact with hot iron, or rather we should use the word it doesn't take heat. It is fairly cool to wear but uncomfortable in hot weather. So now let's take a look at examples of acetate. We have your satin and what? Knitted, etc. These are examples of what? Your acetate materials. Note, both viscose rayon and acetate are called regenerated fibers. Now let's look at synthetic fibers. These are entirely man-made from mineral sources like coal and petroleum. Examples include nylon. This is entirely man-made fiber produced from mineral resources. Nylon is the brand name for all synthetic polyamide fibers. It was the first man-made fiber. Let's look at the characteristics or properties of nylon. It is easy to wash, it is light in weight, it dries quickly, it is damaged by continuous exposure to sunlight. Examples of materials of nylon are, you have your net, your satin, and your brushed nylon. All these are examples of nylon fibers. Now let's look at polyesters. Yes, these are fibers obtained from petroleum byproducts and other chemicals. What are the characteristics or property? 1. They are very strong, they are resistant to sunlight, they do not dye easily, they don't accept dyes, they do not stretch much, they can be easily destroyed by what? Grease. Now let's look at the care of different fibers, or the reason why we care for different fibers. It is important to care for your what? Fibers because of the following reasons. 1. To make the clothes last long because dirt can damage the fabric. To ensure that whatever clothes you have will last for a very long time. To keep the clothes looking clean because dirty clothes are unpleasant to look at. Now we have come to the end of this lesson. Feel free to ask any question that you don't understand, and don't forget to attempt the questions on your content pages and quizzes. Bye.